Hi Miss, we are Group 3. Today we are going to present our philosophy and current issue group project on the topic of globalization. Our group members are Rainy, Eng Hui, Kayong, and me, Hong Yi, and Reshad. The first topic I'm going to talk about is metaphysics, which discusses the concept of beliefs and sciences under the perspective of metaphysics. The first viewpoint is ontological perspective, which is a subfield of metaphysics deal with the nature of being and existence. He believed that there is something rather than nothing can be attributed to the ontological argument for the existence of God. Philosophers Anselm of Canterbury and René Descartes have presented arguments that reason the existence of a necessary being, a being whose non-existence is logically impossible. They argue that this necessary being is God, who provides the foundation for all existence, thereby explaining why there is something rather than nothing. Furthermore, the second viewpoint is cosmological considerations. Philosopher Thomas Aquinas advocates that the existence of the universe requires a cause. It suggests that an uncaused cause, often associated with God, is responsible for the creation of the universe. This perspective highlights the belief that the presence of something is grounded in a transcendent metaphysical source that sets the stage for the physical realm. The third viewpoint is quantum physics and metaphysical implications. Quantum physics introduces fascinating insights into the nature of reality, merging scientific observations with metaphysical contemplations. Quantum phenomena indicate that at the fundamental level, particles and energy can emerge from apparent nothingness and exhibit non-local behavior. Quantum physics suggests that reality is not solely determined by observable phenomena, but rather it is intertwined with underlying metaphysical aspects that influence the emergence and behavior of physical entities. The last viewpoint is religious perspectives, which offer metaphysical insights that address the question of something versus nothing through religious texts such as the Quran and the Bible. In these texts, the concept of a divine creator is often presented as the ultimate source of existence. For instance, the Quran states Allah is the creator of all things. This belief asserts that God's divine view and power brought about the existence of something, implying that the absence of nothingness is a result of divine intent. Thank you.
The second topic is about ideology of postmodernist relativism. First of all, one of the arguments of the anti-vaxxer is vaccine side effects are more dangerous than the disease. According to the research, they have including almost 54,000 serious reactions in 192 million COVID-19 vaccinations in Germany. Also, a German lawyer claimed that they have various types of COVID-19 symptoms such as throat, thrombosis, and cardiac disease. Therefore, the anti-vaxxers are strongly against the vaccine injection due to these incidents. Besides that, anti-vaxxers think that they still could be infected and transmit the virus even though they are vaccinated. Based on some research, there have many viruses have been mutated in different forms, such as coronavirus, HIV, influenza, and dengue virus. For example, Omicron have over 50 mutations nowadays. So that the anti-vaxxers consider that new vaccines still unable to catch up the mutation of virus because the variability of Omicron is being too fast.
Fear of vaccine long-term consequences. That is also one of the issue. Additionally, the anti-vaxxers argue about that quick vaccine development may lead to unforeseen long-term effects. Maybe some people will face with some problems in the future, or no one can be guarantee about all these things that will happen in the people's in the future. And anti-vaxxers highlights past cases where initially harmless medication or procedures had negative long-term effects on a human. For instance, we can say one of them is the thalidomide disaster that happened in 1950 until 1960 that impacted public trust in pharmaceutical products. That a lot of children came misshapen, and some of them doesn't have hand, or some of them doesn't have legs or any other part of their bodies. So a reliability of a safety monitoring system, also this concern about a potential conflict of interest, and also transparency in vaccination manufacturers and regulatory agencies.
So I'm gonna start with the part 3, which is decolonization. Decolonization meaning is freedom or liberation from the colonial element, which include modernization in immigration, economy, and education by following the mold of the West. It also means independence. So let's see the first negative that has been observed to colonize Malaysian mind and soul, which is anthropocentrism. Anthropocentrism believes that the ultimate value is human being as a precious being, and that everything non-human in this universe is merely a tool for humans to satisfy their goal and help. And the effect of this thinking frequently lead to environmental exploitation and destruction. It's because humans take their priority, and there is a desire to exploit natural resource without considering the long-term consequences. And the next is egoism. Egoism is belief that an individual should do everything for his own profit and consider the behavioral benefits because it is selfish and not for the benefit of others. And the negative of this is that frequently promote of me first mentality, so individuals focus on their personal benefit over the well-being of other people. This can lead a breakdown in community because that unwilling to work together and contribute to the greater good. So as a result, breakdown and distrust and lack of harmony among individual and community in a country may hard to build up a solid relationship and reduce the group ability to overcome the challenge. And next, we're going to number 3, which is rationality. Modern society is built on rationality because our culture will be damaged if we follow our feeling rather than our logical thinking. Because when we follow society rules, we are no longer follow our desire and emotion too. And the negative outcome is emotional and intuition has been ignored because of focusing too much in logical thinking. So when people prioritize logical reasoning above anything else, they may miss out on the invaluable knowledge and wisdom that emotional intelligence and institutive awareness may provide. As a result, lack of emotional connection, empathy, and holistic decision making in personal relationships and more significant societal situations. And the last effect is liberalism, which means freedom to do anything one desire or the benefit effect of performing and appreciating one work which can define as liberty. Besides, the outcome is prudent social stability because specific individual might consider liberalism emphasis on personal freedom as a potential threat to social stability. For example, they may argue that too much freedom can lead to moral deterioration or breakdown in society because that the old social favor that has provided safety in the past year, and this also lead the inequality of economic opponent propose that because liberalism fight for equal opportunity and individual right, it may lead to economic inequality. And next, I'm going to pass to my group mate to continue to talk about it.
Hi, I'm Kayong. Next, I would like to talk about the human concept. There are four main religions in Malaysia. First religion is Islam, which is Malaysia's state religion. Their core principles and practices are known as the five pillars of Islam, which are the profession of faith, prayer, fasting, and the pilgrimage. First, the profession of faith. The most foundational expression of Islamic belief declares there is no God but God and Muhammad is his prophet. It emphasizes Islam monotheistic nature. Second, prayer. Muslims are obligated to perform 5 prayers each day. Third, alms, which mean donation. According to Islamic law, Muslims give a set percentage of their income to community members who are in need. Fourth, fasting. Muslims are required to fast during daylight hours during Ramadan. Last is the pilgrimage. Muslims must undertake at least one pilgrimage to Makkah if they can. Next, the second religion is Buddhism. Buddhists think life is miserable and full of suffering. Therefore, man must act to free himself from suffering and act according to reality. And man can only reach nirvana if he is perfect. If he does not achieve nirvana, he will be reborn and experience the cycle of birth and death. The Four Noble Truths serve as the basis of all teaching in Buddhism. The four truths are the truth of suffering, the truth of the cause of suffering, the truth of the end of suffering, and the truth of the path that leads to the end of suffering. These truths educate individuals about the existence of suffering in the world. Next, the third religion is Christianity. Christians are monotheists who believe in one God who created the heavens and the earth. The central motive of Christianity revolves around the life, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. They adhere to the teaching of the Holy Bible, which is a collection of crucial verses that summarize Jesus' doctrine, the biography and teaching of significant prophets, and guidelines for how Christians should behave. Next, the last religion is Hinduism. Most Hinduism is monotheistic, meaning they worship one god known as Brahman, but still recognize other gods and goddesses. They believe in karma or intentional action. The Atman rebirth is based on good or evil deeds, which result in positive or negative merits. That is, individuals are accountable for their action. By applying the principle of karma, Malaysians acknowledge their responsibility for their action in the face of cultural globalization. They realize that their actions affect not just themselves, but also their culture and customs. Thank you.
As a conclusion, the exploration of metaphysics, the ideology of postmodernist relativism, decolonization, and the human concept within the context of globalization offers us a comprehensive understanding of our world. These topics challenge our beliefs, expand our perspectives, and invite us to question established norms. They emphasize the interconnectedness of existence and call for a more inclusive, sustainable, and compassionate global society. By engaging with these concepts, we navigate the complexities of our globalized world, seeking deeper understanding, critical thinking, and meaningful dialogue. Ultimately, this exploration inspires us to evolve and strive towards a more enlightened and harmonious human development. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you very much.